Thank you for choosing Wisdom of the Dharma. If you found this video insightful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new update. Your support helps us keep sharing powerful, life-changing wisdom with the world. And don't forget to drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's grow and learn together. Have you ever wondered why, despite working hard and earning enough, money still seems to slip away like water through your fingers? Why your home sometimes feels heavy with arguments, fatigue, or unexpected setbacks, even though nothing major seems wrong? The answer may not lie in your job, your effort, or even your luck. It may be hiding in the quietest corner of your kitchen, right next to your refrigerator. In Feng Shui, and in Buddhist wisdom, the refrigerator is more than just a box that keeps food cold. It is a vault of prosperity, the heartbeat of your home's abundance. Just as monks carefully guard their alms bowls, because food is not only sustenance but also a symbol of blessings, your fridge represents the wealth and nourishment that sustains your entire household. But here's the frightening truth. Many families unknowingly sabotage this source of prosperity by placing the wrong objects beside it. What seems harmless, a broom leaning nearby, a stack of bills left on top, even a small plant for decoration, can quietly drain fortune, weaken health, and invite misfortune into the home. And the most unsettling part? These mistakes happen every day. You might be making them right now without realizing it. In today's journey with Wisdom of the Dharma, we're going to uncover 7 dangerous objects you must never place next to your refrigerator. I'll also share real-life stories of families and individuals who suffered strange declines in wealth and harmony, only to discover the problem was sitting right in their kitchen. And most importantly, we'll explore the simple remedies and spiritual practices that can turn your fridge back into a magnet of prosperity, instead of a silent source of loss. Stay with me until the very end, because the final part of this video will not only reveal what to avoid, but also what you should place near your fridge to anchor abundance and welcome blessings into your life. So take a breath, open your mind, and let's step into the heart of your kitchen. The lesson you're about to hear may forever change the way you see that ordinary fridge humming quietly in the corner. The spiritual and Feng Shui meaning of the fridge. When we think of the refrigerator, we usually imagine a modern appliance, quiet, metallic, and practical. Yet in the language of Feng Shui, it holds a far deeper meaning. The fridge represents the water element, which in Chinese metaphysics is linked with yin energy, cool, stabilizing, and preservative. It is the silent reservoir of food wealth, quietly sustaining the prosperity and health of the entire household. But to stop there would be incomplete. From a Buddhist perspective, food is not just fuel, it is blessing energy. Every grain of rice, every vegetable, carries the labor of countless beings, the farmers who planted, the rain that nourished, the soil that gave life. In many Buddhist sutras, monks are reminded to view their alms bowl not simply as a container, but as a vessel of karma and compassion. Likewise, your refrigerator is more than cold storage, it is the modern alms bowl of the household, holding the nourishment that supports body and spirit alike. This is why its placement and protection matter. When the energy around it becomes unstable, the consequences ripple through every corner of life. Prosperity leaks, health weakens, and harmony falters. People often blame external misfortune, an unlucky year, a bad economy, or strained relationships, without realizing the root of disturbance may lie in the energetic heart of their own home. Imagine it like this: your fridge is a sacred well. If the well is clear and protected, the water refreshes everyone who drinks from it. But if dirt is constantly thrown in, the well becomes polluted, and slowly the whole household suffers. The same applies to the refrigerator. Guard it carefully, and it becomes a channel of abundance. Neglect it, and it silently spreads scarcity. What makes this even more fascinating is how subtle the effects can be. Energy imbalances are rarely dramatic at first. Instead, they manifest as small, creeping patterns: spoiled food that shortens your appetite, recurring colds in children, unexplained fatigue in adults, or a vague sense that money never stays. These signs are not random. They are whispers from the energy field of your kitchen, calling for balance. So when we speak of the refrigerator in Feng Shui and Buddhist wisdom, we are not speaking about machines. We are speaking about the household's prosperity altar. And in the next section, we'll uncover the everyday objects, seemingly harmless, that can quietly poison this altar and invite misfortune in. 7 common objects that quietly invite misfortune when placed next to your fridge. The refrigerator may seem like nothing more than a machine humming quietly in your kitchen, but in Feng Shui it is the vault of your family's prosperity. Every object placed around it sends a message to the energy of your home, either protecting abundance or draining it away. And the truth is, most families unknowingly invite misfortune by keeping the wrong items near their fridge. In this section, we'll uncover 7 common household objects that seem harmless but in reality disturb the flow of fortune. The very first one might surprise you. It's something almost every household has. Item number 1, shoes, carrying dust and misfortune into the heart of prosperity. It may sound surprising, but one of the most harmful things you can place next to your refrigerator is something as ordinary as a pair of shoes. Shoes are designed to walk the outside world. They carry dust, dirt, and unseen energies from the streets, markets, and workplaces. In Feng Shui, they symbolize wandering energy, movement, instability, and exposure to the external world. Placing them beside your fridge, the very heart of nourishment and wealth, is like allowing chaos and impurity to seep directly into your prosperity vault. From a Buddhist perspective, shoes remind us of Tran Lao, the worldly dust that clings to our body and mind. Just as monks leave their sandals outside before entering the meditation hall, to keep the sacred space pure, our home also requires boundaries. When shoes sit next to the fridge, the message is clear: impurity is being invited into the same space that sustains your family's body and spirit. I once visited a small apartment where the owners kept their shoe rack right beside the refrigerator for convenience. Over time, the fridge began to smell faintly of rubber and dust. The children often caught colds, the parents felt constant fatigue, and arguments started over trivial matters. Nothing seemed drastically wrong, but the energy of nourishment was quietly contaminated by the energy of the street. The remedy is simple yet powerful: create separation. Shoes belong near the entrance, symbolically at the threshold between outer world and inner sanctuary. By moving them away from your fridge, you are not just tidying your home, you are affirming that the food which nourishes your family remains pure, untouched by wandering dust, and aligned with prosperity. Item number 2, heat-generating appliances, fire against water. Placing stoves, air fryers, or microwaves right next to your refrigerator may feel convenient, but in Feng Shui it is a direct clash of elements. The refrigerator represents water energy, cool, preserving, yin in nature. Heating devices embody fire energy, hot, transforming, and intensely yang. When water and fire sit side by side, the result is conflict, not harmony. On a practical level, the contrast forces both appliances to overwork. The fridge struggles to stay cool, while the stove or fryer radiates constant heat. Over time, this imbalance leads to breakdowns, higher electricity bills, and even safety hazards. But more importantly, on an energetic level, it becomes a battlefield. The fridge's role is to store wealth, the stove's role is to create it. When the two fight, blessings cannot accumulate. It is like pouring water on a flame just as it begins to cook, effort wasted, fortune scattered. I recall a couple who proudly remodeled their kitchen, placing their new air fryer right beside the fridge to save counter space. Within months, their business began to falter, the children fell sick repeatedly, and quarrels became frequent. Only after separating the appliances, with a simple wooden board between them, did their home's atmosphere lighten again. In Buddhist thought, water and fire symbolize opposing mind states, calmness versus agitation. Placing them together without balance is like living with inner conflict. The solution is simple: create a buffer. A piece of wood, a brick partition, or an earth-toned insulator restores harmony. By doing so, you protect not only your appliances but also your household's flow of prosperity. Item number 3, air conditioners, heaters, and dehumidifiers, draining the flow of wealth. In many modern apartments, it's common to squeeze every inch of space, placing climate control devices right beside the refrigerator. On the surface, it seems harmless. They're all electrical appliances, so why not keep them together? But in Feng Shui, their functions directly clash. The refrigerator's role is to gather and preserve energy, to hold abundance steady, like a reservoir of prosperity. Air conditioners, heaters, and dehumidifiers, on the other hand, constantly push and pull air, altering temperature and humidity. They create turbulence in the very conditions the fridge needs to remain stable. Energetically, it's like trying to meditate in a storm. No matter how strong your concentration, constant disturbance weakens your focus. Likewise, the fridge cannot accumulate nourishing energy if currents around it are always shifting. I once visited a young couple who complained that no matter how much they earned, money never seemed to stay. Their apartment was stylish, their appliances new, yet the atmosphere felt strangely cold and unsettled. Looking closer, I saw the problem. A portable air conditioner stood right next to the fridge, its airflow sweeping directly across it. Their wealth reservoir was being emptied daily, like a purse with a hidden tear. The solution is simple. Keep at least 1 meter of distance between the fridge and any climate control device. If that isn't possible, use a buffer, like a coarse fabric screen or a small clay statue, to anchor the energy. By stabilizing the air around your fridge, you allow your home's prosperity to settle, instead of being blown away. Item number 4, brooms, mops, and cleaning liquids, sweeping fortune away. Cleanliness is essential, but in Feng Shui not every clean item belongs near the refrigerator. The fridge is meant to accumulate and stabilize energy, while brooms and mops are tools of dispersion. They scatter, wipe, and reset. Placing them together is like trying to store water in a bucket while poking holes in its base. In traditional households across Asia, it was considered taboo to keep a broom near the cooking or food storage area. The belief was simple: a broom sweeps away not only dust but also luck. Even today, many families avoid sweeping on the first day of the Lunar New Year, fearing it will sweep fortune out the door. From a Buddhist view, this makes sense. Positive energy, like merit, must be nurtured and allowed to grow. If you constantly wipe it out, even unintentionally, blessings cannot accumulate. I once knew a shop owner who leaned his mop right against the fridge after every cleaning. Over time, he noticed spoiled ingredients, sluggish business, and recurring coughs in his children. The damp mop had created heavy, cold energy that disturbed both food and health. The fix is straightforward. Keep cleaning tools in a utility space, balcony, or enclosed cabinet. If space is limited, at least cover them with a dark cloth and never leave a broom upright beside the fridge. By honoring the distinction between storage of wealth and removal of waste, you safeguard the prosperity that your refrigerator silently holds. Item number 5. Debt documents, bills, and bank letters, planting scarcity in the heart of abundance. It may feel practical to slip a stack of bills onto the fridge or tape reminders to its door so you won't forget them. Yet in Feng Shui, this habit silently poisons the energy of your home. The refrigerator represents nourishment, stability, and stored prosperity. Debt papers, overdue notices, and bank letters carry the vibration of lack, pressure, and unfinished obligations. When the two mix, the message to your subconscious is clear: your wealth is tied to worry. Psychologists confirm what Feng Shui masters have long taught: repeated visual cues shape the subconscious. Each time you glance at the word due or overdraft, even without reading carefully, your mind links food, the symbol of fullness, with fear of shortage. The result is a constant background stress that erodes confidence in managing money. I once counseled a meticulous accountant who couldn't understand why she felt perpetually broke despite stable income. The reason? She taped every bill to her fridge door so she wouldn't forget. Her vault of abundance had become a billboard of scarcity. After she moved the documents to a drawer in her home office, she reported feeling lighter and more in control of her finances, even though nothing else had changed. The lesson is simple. Financial documents belong in a workspace where logic and action prevail, not in the kitchen where wealth energy gathers. Keep your fridge a place for symbols of plenty, fresh food, bright fruit, or affirmations of abundance. Let it remind you of nourishment, not debt. Item number 6. Trash bins, allowing decay to invade prosperity. No matter how clean you keep it, a trash bin is still a container of waste, discarded energy that has lost its purpose. In Feng Shui, it radiates heavy, stagnant yin energy, the complete opposite of the refrigerator's role as a hub of nourishment and stored prosperity. Placing the two side by side is like pouring dirty water into a clear spring. Slowly but surely, purity becomes contamination. The effects are often subtle but undeniable. Families who keep trash bins near their fridge may notice food spoiling faster, a lingering odor, or an overall sense of heaviness at mealtimes. More troubling is the emotional impact. In many cases, couples report feeling distant or uninspired, as though warmth at the dinner table has quietly faded. This isn't mere coincidence. Stagnant waste energy seeps into the very heart of the home, dulling both appetite and affection. I once visited a household where the trash can was tucked beneath the refrigerator for convenience. The mother often complained of exhaustion, while the father felt trapped in endless work with no savings to show. Their wealth energy was literally being drained by decay sitting at the foundation of their prosperity zone. The solution is simple yet powerful. Never place a trash bin directly beside or under your fridge. Choose a bin with a tightly sealed lid, preferably in dark colors, and keep it raised slightly off the floor. Most importantly, never leave trash overnight. By moving decay away from your wealth center, you invite freshness, vitality, and harmony back into your home. Item number 7. House plants, symbols of growth trapped in stagnation. Plants are living symbols of vitality. Their green leaves and fresh energy brighten a room, so many people place small pots beside their refrigerator, thinking it adds life to a cold corner. But in Feng Shui, that space is far from ideal. The area around a fridge is full of temperature shifts, moisture, and electromagnetic activity, conditions that stifle growth rather than support it. Over time, the plant begins to struggle. Leaves turn yellow, roots stay damp, and growth slows. What seems like a minor gardening issue is actually an energetic reflection. Prosperity itself becomes trapped, alive but unable to flourish. From a Buddhist lens, this resembles a mind stuck in samsara, technically living, but circling without progress. I once met a freelancer who complained of constant procrastination and lack of motivation. In her kitchen, a drooping pothos sat right next to the fridge. She had placed it there to freshen the air, but instead it became a daily symbol of stagnation. After moving the plant to a sunny window, both the plant and her work habits revived. The lesson is clear: plants thrive in open, light-filled areas where energy flows naturally. Near a refrigerator, they become silent reminders of blocked growth. If you want greenery to boost prosperity, place it where it can radiate life, by a window, near the entryway, or in a bright corner of the living room. Let your plants embody abundance, not struggle. So now you've seen the 7 everyday objects that should never sit beside your refrigerator. Each of them, whether it's shoes carrying dust, a heat-generating appliance, or even a struggling plant, creates an energy that quietly chips away at prosperity. These mistakes usually come from convenience, not malice, yet convenience often opens the door to misfortune. The good news is that awareness alone begins the transformation. By simply moving these objects, you protect the heart of your home's abundance. In the next part, we'll explore what you should place near your fridge to lock in wealth and invite blessings. What to place beside your fridge to anchor prosperity. The previous section revealed 7 common objects that silently drain abundance when placed beside the refrigerator. In the same way, once you clear harmful items from around your fridge, you can introduce symbols that harmonize energy and invite prosperity to remain. 3 objects in particular carry profound meaning and can transform your fridge from a neutral machine into a subtle altar of abundance. The 3-coin prosperity pyramid. Ancient Chinese coins, round on the outside with a square hole in the center, symbolize cosmic harmony. Heaven is round, earth is square. When 3 of these coins are tied together and placed in a triangular formation, they become a miniature pyramid of stability. The number 3 is significant in both Feng Shui and Buddhist thought. It echoes the harmony of the 3 jewels, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, an unshakable foundation of practice and prosperity. Placing this small pyramid near the refrigerator anchors the flow of wealth energy. The fridge's role is to gather and store, the coin's role is to hold and stabilize. Bound with red string, which represents life force and vitality, the coins act as a channel that links the vibration of accumulated wealth to the household's energy field. Ideally, position them at the back left corner of the fridge, or on a small tray of wood or yellow cloth. This ensures that fortune gathered in the kitchen does not leak away but is held securely within the family's domain. Yellow citrine crystal. If the 3 coins represent stability, citrine represents radiance. Known as the stone of the sun, citrine vibrates with the qualities of clarity, confidence, and prosperity. Its golden hue belongs to the earth element, which nourishes and harmonizes the metal element associated with appliances like the refrigerator. In this way, citrine becomes both stabilizer and enhancer. From a Buddhist view, its light recalls the illuminating wisdom that transforms ignorance into insight. Where the refrigerator radiates cold, citrine radiates warmth. Together they form balance, yin preserved by yang. Placing citrine near your fridge harmonizes the subtle electromagnetic disturbances that come from constant cooling cycles. It steadies the environment, allowing the nourishing energy of stored food to remain pure. Choose natural, untreated citrine, clear and evenly colored, without heavy cracks. Place it in a glass jar filled with white salt or rice, symbolic of purity and abundance. If possible, allow sunlight to touch it during the day, amplifying its yang quality. If sunlight is not available, you may activate it with words of affirmation. A simple statement such as "I hold wealth in my home and welcome prosperity into my life." This mindful intention is what truly transforms the crystal from stone into symbol, from object into guardian. The energy mat. Most people think only of what sits on top of or beside the refrigerator, but the ground beneath it is just as important. Floors made of tile, granite, or concrete naturally draw energy downward. While they appear sturdy, they act like a sinkhole for positive chi. A refrigerator placed directly on such surfaces quietly loses its stored vitality, like water seeping through cracks. A simple energy mat counters this pull. More than insulation, it acts as a cushion that diffuses prosperity energy throughout the space instead of letting it drain. Just as a monk sits on a meditation cushion to anchor the body and mind, your fridge rests on a mat to anchor wealth. Choose natural fabrics such as cotton, wool, or raw silk. Avoid synthetics that generate static and disrupt the energy field. Colors should be warm and earthy, terracotta, muted yellow, olive green, tones that represent grounding and continuity. Patterns also matter. Spirals, lotus motifs, or concentric circles encourage smooth, steady flow rather than stagnation. By placing such a mat beneath your fridge, you create a stable base that supports not only the machine but also the prosperity it symbolizes. These three objects, the coin pyramid, the citrine crystal, and the energy mat, are not expensive or elaborate. Their power lies in the symbolism they carry and in the intention you invest. By carefully choosing and positioning these items, you affirm your respect for the energy of nourishment and your commitment to live in balance with it. Ultimately, it is not the objects themselves but your awareness that transforms the home. When you place them with sincerity, the fridge ceases to be a cold machine and becomes a quiet altar of abundance, one that feeds not only the body but also the spirit of your entire household. Lessons from the heart of the kitchen. We began this journey by looking at something ordinary, the refrigerator, a machine we use every day without much thought. Yet through the lens of Feng Shui and Buddhist wisdom, we discovered it is anything but ordinary. It is the silent vault of prosperity, a vessel of nourishment, and a mirror of the family's collective energy. How we treat it, and what we place around it, reflects how we welcome or repel abundance itself. The first lesson is simple yet profound. Pay attention to your space, for your space shapes your mind. Shoes left by the fridge, heat from nearby appliances, bills taped to its door, these are not small matters. They are messages, quietly programming your subconscious and the energy of your home. Just as an untended mind breeds distraction and restlessness, an untended environment breeds leakage of fortune. Awareness is the first step toward change. The second lesson is that small changes can bring great transformation. We often imagine prosperity requires drastic action, a new job, a windfall, or luck from the heavens. But Feng Shui teaches that prosperity grows when energy flows clearly, without blockage. By simply moving a broom to a different corner or placing a protective symbol beside your fridge, you create openings for fortune to settle and expand. In Buddhist practice, too, the greatest progress comes from consistent small actions. One mindful breath, one act of kindness, repeated until the path itself becomes clear. The third and final lesson is that the kitchen reflects the heart of your household. If the fridge is cluttered, heavy, or surrounded by negativity, the family will feel the weight. If it is clean, balanced, and honored, the family will feel supported. To guard the fridge is to guard the well-being of everyone under your roof. In this way, tending to your kitchen is not a chore but a form of spiritual practice. Every time you clean, rearrange, or place a symbolic item with mindful intention, you affirm, I choose to live in harmony. I choose to welcome abundance. So let us return to the question we asked at the beginning. What if misfortune is not out there, but quietly starting in your kitchen? Now you know that by protecting the space around your refrigerator, you protect the flow of prosperity in your life. By removing what drains, and adding what anchors, you transform not just your home, but also your destiny. As you reflect on these lessons, I invite you to take one small action today: move an item, place a symbol, or simply clean with the thought of abundance. Then share in the comments, what realization did you gain from this video? And if you found these teachings valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our Wisdom of the Dharma community, where every step toward balance is a step toward lasting prosperity.